Welcome back to Bits of an Artist's Life. This is Sandy and I have an exciting video for you this week. I am so excited to open this package that I got yesterday. I cannot believe I've had this much self-control to wait. Not quite 24 hours, but almost. This is from Easel. I did it again. I found another small business that makes amazing products and decided to reach out to them. At the end of this video, I will do what I always do. Anytime I get new supplies, whether it's something I've bought or something that was sent to me, I test it out for quite a while before I share like the final results with you guys, because I want this to be a place where you get good information, honest information. I'm not getting paid for this. Eddie did send me his easel, but I'm not getting paid to say anything nice. I only reach out to companies that I can tell their products are amazing. You have no idea how many companies and big paying companies I turn down weekly because it's not something that I would want. It's not something that would be appropriate for this channel or my audience. And this is just a place for me to really share things that I am fired up about and that I love and that I think are really, really good products. So you can just rest assured there's not going to be anything on here on this channel that's not something that I am like 100% behind. So I wanted to unbox this product with you guys, and then as soon as the weather cheers up, I'm going to be outside fast as a lick. Enough chatting. Let's open this. You guys know that I've been painting outdoors more lately. And since I'm not painting in oils, I needed a new setup, like easy, well-functioning. Sorry. If y'all were close to me, you'd be like, whoa, don't be pointing that thing at me. Good setup for painting outdoors. So I started researching companies or easels, outdoor easels. I was really giving a lot of thought to how I paint and how I want to set up and that kind of stuff. And I came across the Easel and I was like, what? This thing looks amazing and there's nothing else out there like it. There's some really neat, I feel like I need to like focus on opening this box instead of talking because I don't want to cut myself. So let me just do that. Let me open this baby and we'll be back. Yeah, so I don't like cut off a digit or poke myself. There's just sometimes companies that you can just tell, or products online that you can tell like this is like gonna be really good. Here is the bag it comes in, and it's not too bad. I was afraid it was gonna be heavy. It's got some weight to it, but it's not terrible. And this bag is actually really nice. I may even take this out and stuff this instead with art supplies and just carry these. Well done, Eddie, on the bag. I'm gonna just get everything out. Oh, it doesn't feel heavy at all now that I've got it out of the bag. I mean, not that the bag is heavy, but the bag is well padded. This would be really nice for air travel because my other oil painting Rashad box outdoor painting setup, I love the box. It's handmade. I always have to carry it on the airplane because I'm afraid it's gonna get damaged. This thing is not getting damaged in this bag, and it's got a little zipper inside here too. Yeah, this could be good for carrying art supplies. I like that. The bag comes with a shoulder strap also, which is nice. Really good instructions about the easel. Here is the information card. And Eddie also agreed to give you guys a 10% off discount. I'll also put it in the description down below. Hello, I cannot wait to get that thing set up. He also has this little easel caddy, which is pretty cool. So it comes top and a bottom thing like this. You can tell everything about this is quality. Okay, there's a bunch of little circle things in here. I'll have to read what those are for. I guess it's time to set this thing up now. Okay, I got my tripod out. I have two tripods. I have one that's really sturdy. It's probably something you can't even get anymore. What is it? Sienna Plein Air. It is the sturdiest one I have. And then I have another one that's really light. Let me go get it. I don't remember buying either one of these. Let's set this up and then I want to show you some neat things about it. The things that got me excited and why I reached out to Eddie. There's a little knob on the back and there's a notch for you to tighten that. And then I'm going to do it to the other one too. Then I line top and bottom tubes, push those things together. Wow, that is solid together, I'm gonna tell you that. Let's put the tripod-y thing on. Wow, that is solid. Okay, now what all we do, I think, is adjust this for the height that we want it. It adjusts easily. What's cool about this is that it has these little things right here that slide out. It has it for the top and the bottom. So you can either use these wood pieces to just set something here. So I love that. You've just got options with this. That's what I'm loving about this. I'm gonna play around with it, like I said, on the lighter, cheaper easel or tripod, and I'll let you know about that. And then I'll take you guys outside with me and we'll try it out there too. Lots of options. Oh, I didn't even show you guys the, forgot all about this. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna put y'all in a different part of the house and we'll try this. I set the liter easel up on my really cheap tripod. Here's my more expensive tripod. And you can tell how much wider out the legs go with my good one. This one does not go out very far. Can you even see that? So it will make it less sturdy, but it feels really sturdy. What is not sturdy on this tripod, because it's cheap, is the head that holds this thing attaches to. It's kind of flimsy, where like this one is not. I realized that the screw was loose on that, what holds this down, and so I tightened that. Now it's like super sturdy. I'm like, hello, that thing's sturdy. That's as stable as like my other Pochade box. And this tray holder, hello. I didn't think I'd be that interested in it, but it's amazing. It just hooks up to the legs of the tripod, super easy. Has these things, you just go like that. I'm loving that. I'm gonna use that like on all my tripods. And I have this, yes, it's a hunting chair. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's really, really comfortable and it's low to the ground. So what I like is that I can sit down and have access to the ground. I can put stuff around me and reach. This is like really comfortable, and have my water thing right here, splash, splash. It's super easy setup for being outside. It'd be comfortable. Right now, I just have a really thin piece of cardboard and a couple pieces of paper. This thing holds all that really tight up there and here. I mean, that'd be perfect. I mean, look how convenient this is. And then my water right here. It's so simple and like really comfortable. I can kind of lean back and it's a win. Once I get this thing set to where I want it, I don't have to keep setting it every time. And just go like that, because I can just throw it in my bag like this. This thing is gonna be just fine. It is sturdy. So that would be nice to be able to just throw this on like that. Pop these in there pretty quick. Let me show you what I've got going on here. I really wanted to pack light and very simple for this camping trip. I know, surprise, surprise, but I really am going semi-light. And I thought I would use up my golden matte fluid acrylics because I had some left. So I thought, well, I'll do that. I wanted to take something different than my flash paint, which is what I took last time. So I thought, well, let's use these up. I've got these little plastic, little, maybe like 1 ounce. I don't remember how big they are. But I really like these. They've got a decent wide mouth. They're short and small. So I did my normal simple color palette. My white, I did a cream. I really have been enjoying having a cream. So what I do with my cream, to make a cream, I take my white and I add a little bit of, add just a splash of this yellow ochre. Did my normal palette of, I did just 1 yellow, my 2 reds, a cool and a warm, 2 blues, cool and a warm, a black, because I really like greens from black, and a fun green that I can make more neutral. And then this one right here was a dirtied yellow. It was the same yellow, but it got kind of dirtied up from me sticking probably black in there. So I mixed that together and now I have a fun little green. Now I like this. This is just a little basically cardboard box that has a magnetic closing. It's from some art gift thing that I got and I loved these boxes, so I saved them. This gives me room to throw a little bitty water brush and clips and whatever else I can shove in here. So I think this will be really nice. And the other thing I liked about this is that once I get there and take all the tops off, to get back home, I could just close this if I'm careful with it and then put all the lids back on when I get home. In theory, that's what I'm thinking I may do if I don't feel like taking the time. You know, if I have to go pee or something real bad. And then when I get there, I'll show you the rest of some of the interesting things that I've done with my supplies this time. Thought I would give you just a quick little glimpse at my setup here at the campground. There's Cooper anchored down in case any chipmunks run by. Not that that's going to stop him too much. And I've been sitting there. This has been working out great. And I'm using my really cheap tripod. It's just working great. I mean, it's not been crazy windy or anything. And I love the palette holder. That works great. It does not move at all. And Coop. Hey, Coop. Do you love it here? Yeah. All right, I'm all set up here. I'm using my bag as a table for my brushes, and my whole palette thing set up was just so simple. I'm going to do smaller sketches today back here at the lake. If you guys saw the Plein Air video, you are familiar with this place. I'll show you a little later in the video what I've been doing with my paper and how I've been packing that. Got my easel here and my really short chair. And I have my water bucket here, which is easy to reach. I just wanted to document the fact that it was very easy setup, even with a piece of paper that's not going all the way down here. This is nice to have some extra holding. And I've got some tape in case the wind kicks up. I can tape that down. So let's get to it. Day one, trying my new leader easel. So far, I'm so happy. Actually, I tried it yesterday, didn't I? Yeah, I tried it yesterday. But this is official out, you know, where I had to like lug everything. So it's good. I cannot tell you how wonderful this setup is. It's so much more comfortable. I'm up off the ground, so I'm not cold, which is super nice. I decided to do these smaller ones. So normally the paper is as big as that piece of cardboard, but I cut them in half. I just folded them while I was out here. Folded, you know, back and forth, a crease, and then tore it. And here are the first two that I did. I'm sure I'll have better video footage for you at some point. I'm just trying to really be loose and slop them on. This whole paper setup, the way that I've got this going, has just been really wonderful. I don't know, I'm just having a great time. I knew I needed to stand up and stretch for a minute though. Don't forget to stand up and stretch. You see my setup there? It's just simple. I'm thrilled with my leader easel. And these smaller ones I'm able to crank out faster. I thought big, I'd be able to like get some movement, but because the way I'm set up, I'm getting movement and I'm away from the easel, which is like, that's what you've got to have. I mean, I literally, you know, that keeps me, oops, where am I pointing? From getting too close. Yeah, so it's really good. Do need to do some stretching though. I think Grady's going to join me in just a little bit, maybe do some fishing, or he may be out hiking, I don't know. But I'm going to see if I can get a couple more cranked out. Somebody was out here, and they were talking about they were out here last night. They're a photographer, and they were talking about the stars in the sky, and I love this darker scene that I'm doing, or background, and I think I'm going to add some stars, so I'm going to do another one of those. And add some twinkly stars. Let me show you how quick this is to set up. I already have my easel out. The legs are set, so that's easy. I keep this put together because that's just easier. I have the bottom exactly where I want it, and I'll show you what I do with the top in a minute. And the tripod thingy dingy is on there. So super easy. Clip that on. Then I've got my paper on this really thin piece of cardboard, extra pieces back here in this plastic. My little things are already set right here, the little thingy, whatever we want to call that. Drop that in, and so I have that set where I want it, and then I always just drop this down. I don't tighten it because you don't need to. I mean, maybe if it was super blustery day, but it's just really easy, and there's just enough weight to keep that there. So that's simple. Then I already have this set. I don't change this. This is exactly where I want it, and it's just so well made. So then you just go like this. Drop that there, put the little arms in, and there's my rag. Throw my palette on there. And because of these little rubbery things, I mean, it's not slippery at all. I'll have my water bucket here on the ground. I have water here that I fill the 3 compartments up with. I have a dirty, like a super dirty, medium dirty, and always clean right here. And I always leave myself just a tiny bit for little thirsty painter. And then just the rest of stuff, clips and stuff. I'll throw my brushes on the ground right here. just my little paints, and I'll stick those right there. I will set up my Stay Wet palette. I roll up one piece of, what is this stuff called, Grady?
Wax paper.
Wax paper. My new setup is to, well, let me just show you. I have the tiniest little squirty misty thing. I've gotten where I don't even wet a paper towel or anything. I just spray this decent. Try to get a good even coating. I make sure it's pressed down. And I take two little clippies. Blop. There you go. Now I just can paint away. Super easy. I mean, super easy. And guys, I can't tell you how sturdy this is, how simple it is to paint on. Grady will get some footage of me painting in a little bit, but I'm going to paint away now. All right, so here's the first one I've completed. I really like this color palette so far. It's also probably a little confusing because of all the paint on the board around it. First one done, I'm gonna slap another one in. So I'm just looking at the landscape and picking up shapes. There's this one tree right here that the sun is just hitting in its white bark. So I'm interested in putting that in, and I can just put things in and then edit out if I start getting a little too busy, which does feel like I'm about to. I'm more interested in a nice color palette than anything, probably. Trying to remember to keep nice brush strokes. I do want it kind of simplified. When you start neutralizing colors, you'd be surprised how much you can push them. I'm just using a red, yellow, and blue, and a tiny bit, sorry, I got like a bug in my eye, or probably paint. Red, yellow, blue, a tiny bit of black, and my white, and man, things just get harmonious. And on the palette, they look really muddy and weird. I think my eyes are all watered. Do I have paint on my eyes? But on here, they start looking really pretty. I can tell the lake, I've got some work to do because I got more neutralized up here. Anyways, I don't care. Okay, I'm going to do this because I got paint. What do I do? Hazards of the artist. Okay, turn the camera. All right, I'm done with these. I'm so happy with both of these. I think they both turned out really good. There's that one. And I really love the color palette of this one. Do it like that. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. The composition, the palette. Let me show you how simple this is to take down. So this is just my piece of cardboard. Raise this up. Remember, I don't have it secured. I'll secure it there. Throw that there. Take this off, and I just carry this out like this and throw it in the back of the truck. It's been really sturdy. Throw this in the bag. Pull these out. Throw those in the bag. In the bag. And tripod. I mean, easy breezy. Not cover girl, but easy great. He's nodding his head. Tear down. And then I brought my Sherpa. He's going to carry all this stuff for me. Just good. He had a good fishing time, didn't you?
I did.
Yes. All right. At the end here, I'm going to give you my final thoughts after using this. Sorry, I'm a little thirsty. For quite a bit. And I'll give you my positives and negatives and all the things. Okay. I'm back with the review for the liter easel. So let's do the review, and then at the end I want to show you the paintings that I did on the trip and give you a couple of little tips that I did for using this and transporting my paper and all of that. I want to start with the negatives and then we'll go to the positives, but stay for the positives because the positives way outweigh the negatives. I've been using this now for maybe a month, at least for a few weeks, enough to know that I like this and it's really well made. Let's not get to the good things first. Let's start with the negatives. All of the negatives that I'm going to say though, basically with time would not be an issue, and I'll get to that in a minute. The first thing that I want to mention is that because of where this attaches to the tripod, it's basically in the middle of this whole system, it does limit you with where you can slide this system up and down. I was working with smaller paper and I did find it sometimes a little tricky to figure out where to put this. The second issue that I found was there are a lot of moving adjustable parts with this. The first thing you have is your tripod, getting that all at the right, height and stuff. So there's two moving parts on that, the legs and then the verp thing, right, that this attaches to. Then you also have both of these things move. This moves, this moves. These things move in and out. So basically there was a lot of fiddling at the beginning. This is definitely a system though, once you figure out what size you paint on, where you want the tripod to go, all of that. This is definitely a system that once you figure it all out, you'll have it set. The very first time before I went out and used it, I set it all up here in the studio, set in my chair, got the board that I was using and figured out the height. I already had this set up. Had my cardboard paper thing under my arm, or maybe in my bag, I can't remember, but this just went out with me like this. I do like this bag for traveling with this, but this was a great size bag for art supplies. My brushes, just, you always have a lot of like long, weird shaped things, and this was a great bag for that, and it's really light. It was just easy to use because I could put it on the ground, it wasn't flopping over and all that kind of stuff. The other thing that kind of goes into the issue of a lot of moving parts is this back here. This has a notch back here for where that pole goes, but it moves some. It's not like exact, which is good because you want to be able to adjust it a little bit. When you go to tighten this, it does move. See how that moves? I mean, it's easy to kind of line it back up, but every time you tighten it, when you tighten it, it just kind of moves just a little bit. The last negative that I have is it is a little heavier than I would probably like, but the thing with that is that it's well made. And so any of my equipment that's really well made, it's a little heavier than I would like. I mean, I'd like it to be like as light as a feather or a piece of paper would be really nice, but that's just not how it is with your equipment that's holding your stuff up. Let's get to the positives. Let's start with the fact that it's a little heavier. It is well made. Even the plastic part, there's just a couple plastic parts. The little knob on the back where you adjust the part is plastic, but it doesn't feel like cheap plastic. I threw this thing around in the back of the truck. I just didn't feel like I had to be delicate with it. And I do have another pochade box that I use that is well made and it's handmade, but I do feel delicate with it. This thing, I do not feel delicate with it at all. Secondly, though it is a little heavier than what I would like, I took my cheapest, lightest tripod because the owner said this really works well with a good sturdy tripod, and I thought, well, great, but I want to test it out on my cheap tripod and see how it does, and it did great. I mean, I felt like I had to be more careful with my cheap tripod because it's got this plastic head. I was just more careful with it than I was the liter easel. I wasn't out there in high winds, but I was out there at times with it being windy, and I never once had issues with it falling over or moving at all. For me, the biggest thing that was a win is that I did not think about it. Once I got set up, I was just really comfortable. The alignment of this easel, my body did not hurt. I was able to paint for hours. It was just a game changer. In fact, one day, Grady had to run an errand and all my leader easel stuff was in the back of the truck, so he took off with it. And I was like, well, I was gonna paint all morning. So I had this rigged up set. I was in just a regular camping chair. I was leaned over. My body hurt so bad after that. And I was like, never, 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 I'm gonna be using this easel from now on, because it was just such a game changer with my body. So if you have a cheap tripod, don't be fearful of getting this, because it worked great. I just didn't have to think about it. And you know me, I get in there with the paint. And when I'm outdoors, I really get in there. I'm slinging it, pressing hard. I'm doing a beating on this thing. I was able to just paint. Does that make sense? I think if you're an artist and you use your stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Now, I talked about all the movable parts being a little bit of an issue, and it is at first when I'm learning a system like that. But the positive about it is that you have lots of options. This easel has so many options to be able to use paper, canvas, board, whatever. It adapts for all of that and for the movement of it. I wanted to show you this too. So this part right here comes apart. This bottom part of the holder comes off, and if you were painting really small, you can put that bottom one here, and then you would have a much lighter easel. I absolutely love these clips at the top. And I'm gonna just tell you what, I was not too excited about this palette holder till I used it. This thing is the bomb. In fact, I really feel like these should be sold separately or individually, because I would probably buy these for a couple of easels that I have, because this really, really worked well, and it was super simple. This isn't heavy at all. I loved this. I just really enjoyed the whole experience of it once I got all my tweaks figured out. And the more I use it, the less I'll even have to tweak things, because pretty quickly I realized where on my tripod how high I wanted it. You literally could just have it like this and walk out. Have it already set up like this. You could have your paper or your canvas already on there, bag over the shoulder, and walk out like this. This is one of my favorites from the trip. I loved the vertical and just the fall colors. I'm gonna do some bigger pieces from this because I just loved everything about it. These are all kind of small pieces. These are all 9 by 12s. I loved how this one turned out too. And then I had somebody stop out there while I was painting, and they were talking about the night sky and how pretty it was. So I did a bunch with stars. This got me excited about winter. I'm excited about doing some winter scenes, not just at the lake, but here at the house. Yeah, I loved this composition, the smaller size. If you look back at the video that I did the last time I was at the lake, you'll see how different these are. Then this was an oil pastel. I'll show this to you too, but it didn't go well at all. I wanted to play around more with this. The sky was kind of fun. This was a failure, but it was still fun to do. One day, Grady had to go get a nail out of our tire, so I was stuck at our campground lot, and I had some pretty flowers, so I did some really quick sketches. This is the first one I did, and I wasn't done with it. I was going to do some more to it, but when I got it home, I thought, no, I really like it like that, so I think I want to just leave it in this kind of raw state. So I did another version, a little punchier color. I love how this one turned out. I'll probably put several of these on the website for sale because I think they turned out so well. And then this last one was a failure. I had started doing like thought I'd do several little ones. I just overworked them. This one was good at some point, but I overworked it. And then I kind of got bored, so I just stopped. I want to show you the setup of how I transported my paper and all of that. So let me show you. Alright, so I made just a very simple cardboard. This is pretty thin cardboard too. Cut it out a little bit bigger than I cut this out the exact size piece of paper that I was taking. I did end up cutting my paper in half because I realized I wanted to work smaller. You can probably see that here from the paint around it. And I've got this just in a big plastic envelope thingy. I put some of my extra paper in the back. I just would use my clips here to clip my paper on. It was super simple. For my big pieces of paper, what I did though, I cut 2 more pieces of cardboard out and sandwiched them in here. Took some clips just to hold it together. It was so nice because I just was able to throw this in the camper, throw this in the truck. I cut the cardboard just a little bit bigger than the largest piece of paper that I took, and then just sandwiched it. So not only did it keep it safe and it was cheap, and I didn't care if I dented the corners, it also flattened my work. It was so nice, it was so handy. When I got back, everything was nice and flat. All right, I know that this video is already really long, but I've been using my leader easel in the studio a lot. It's so nice because on the tripod, I can kind of get it in smaller places. It's not big, and I've been doing some kind of self-portrait stuff. I'm not trying to make them look like me, but I wanted to bring the mirror in here. I have an old vintage mirror. Can you tell how, like, well, I'll show it to you. Speckledy, and so it kind of blurs me a little bit, but I've been putting that on my leader easel, and it's been holding it great, and I've got it shoved in this little spot, so it's been great for using in the studio too. I just wanted to tell y'all that. Okay, sorry this is so long. So Eddie has kindly given a discount code of 10%. I'm going to put that here, and I'll list that below, and I'll have all the links to where you can get this product. Let me know if you guys are interested in it, or if you get one. That's it for this week. So I will see you guys back here next week. Bye guys. And in case you were wondering if I have like big hair while I'm out camping, yes, it's like worse. Hoping those squirrels jump in there. They're out. The squirrels are out big time. Everybody's like getting their nuts together, so hopefully they're not like, ooh, that looks like a great safety place.